So I really had a lot of fun making my top 10 favorite Batman action figures video, so I wanted to make a video talking about my top 10 favorite Iron Man figures. Now, the only difference between Batman and Iron Man, for me personally, of course there's the whole, one's a bat, one's an iron kind of thing, but Batman was a childhood favorite of mine, and Iron Man I wasn't really a huge fan of until the MCU, and he has been a movie megastar for the past decade plus. And Batman, he is, not had the best run with movies the past few years. I'm not a big fan of the Ben Affleck Batman, so a lot of those toys were from older iterations of Batman. But a lot of this is kind of more modern Iron Man stuff. I don't think there's a single figure here that hasn't been released in the past, decade. I think this is the oldest one here. This might be the oldest one, and this is just actually an honorable mention. There's no 3 3/4 inch figures on this list, but I really wanted to shout out the 3 3/4 inch Iron Man stuff. Marvel Universe, Iron Man 2, all that. And one of my personal favorites is the Stark Racing Armor, because this appeals to me on a spiritual level. My cousin was really into NASCAR cars, and he actually had this room full of all these NASCAR collectibles, and I loved it, and I always had a feeling and a liking of NASCAR stuff. Not enough to get into it or to collect it like he did, but something like this just kind of triggers that, yes, I like it in my head. So just a shout out to the 3 3/4 inch Iron Man stuff, specifically the Stark Racing Armor. So yeah, a lot of these figures are more modern, and of course this is my list, so if there's Iron Man figures you like that aren't on the list, blah blah blah, let me know. But one thing about this list, Iron Man's kind of unfair because I have half of this list is higher end Iron Man stuff. So it's kind of what we're looking at here. Did I even clean my nails before? Okay, I think I did. Yeah, I cleaned my nails. I've been working really hard today. I'm not even going to cut that out. I always think, should I clean my nails? But yeah, I've been working really hard today, and I might have a couple little things under my nails. Let me go take care of that. Hey guys, I'm back. If you make YouTube videos where you're only showing your hands, make sure you take care of your fingernails, because I've seen some very disgusting videos, including some of my old ones. But your thumbnail is absolutely disgusting. You'll see why I keep it long. Don't worry. You'll see why. Spoiler alert, I use it for its God-intended purpose. Anyways, number 10 actually isn't... He's too big to fit on the desk. So I have to lift the camera, and I'm just going to point... Hi, little circle light. How are you? I'm just going to point over here. Number 10 goes to the NECA 1/4 Iron Man Mark 7. I thought about bringing him down, but I really didn't want to. And yes, I have my perfect grade wing on a cardboard box. Leave me alone. But yeah, I mean, I love it so much. Sure, I do have a Hot Toys Iron Patriot, but this list I'm only counting Tony Stark Iron Man. But I love the paint, even though the red's kind of... Could have used a second coat on the chest there. And it just looks really nice. But the reason it's so low is because it is very big and unwieldy. And while it looks really great, it's not fun to mess with. It just stands there and it looks pretty. So yeah, there we go. There's that. The next figure is an Iron Man that will go on absolutely no one else's list besides mine. And that is Captain Action Iron Man. He is a 12-inch figure, like a generic 12-inch figure that wears an Iron Man costume. I just love this. I love the retroness of this. I love the costume. I love the look. I love the helmet design. I absolutely love this Iron Man. It is just... I love it. It's just so nice. Something about it, man. The articulation's really nice. It's really playable and fun. It is just a really cool Iron Man toy. And if you're a fan of the 1/6 scale, especially not super high-end 1/6 stuff, but more classic retro 1/6, cloth figures and all that, Captain Action's a great line, and I definitely recommend the Captain Action Iron Man. He is definitely worthy of being on the list. That's why he's my number 9. Alrighty then, all the rest are going to be a little smaller. Some of them won't be, but we'll talk about that. Next up, I'm going to give it up to, let's say, this guy. Next up is the MCU The First 10 Years Iron Man Mark 7. I love it. It's just a really good, 6-inch Iron Man. It's very posable. It's pretty much his most generic kind of standard look from the MCU. And if anyone wants an MCU Iron Man figure, this is the one I always recommend. I'm just go for the MCU 10 Years Mark 7. It's from the first Avengers movie. It's the same armor as my big NECA one. So it's pretty much like the poster boy for MCU Iron Man for me. And it looks great, man, and it poses great. The reason it's so low is that I just like the other ones on the list a little more, and also there's, like I said, some higher end stuff. So yeah, he's great. I really like him. I'm sorry if this video is really weird. If this is your first video on the channel, I'm sorry. Welcome to Jcc2224. I'm a really weird guy. I don't make conventional, like, okay, next up we have this one. This is the Extremis Iron Man. He is my number, what are we at? 10, 9, 8, 7. He's my number 7, but I specifically wanted to put the stealth one on here because these shades of blue make my spirit happy. I just love the metallic blue and the pure blue and the red. I love it. It actually took me ages to get this thing. I really put it off for a long time. But here we are. It's one of my favorite comic Iron Man figures. This is my go-to default comic Iron Man figure. If it's not like supposed to be classic Iron Man, which we'll talk about that. But yeah, definitely my number 7 goes to that Extremis Iron Man. And then number 6 goes to this one, the 50th anniversary Iron Man from Marvel Legends. Because, come on, look at this thing. This is the go-to classic Iron Man. Now, granted, yes, the biceps are on the wrong arms. If you're really that worried about muscular structure, you can just pop and swap that. And yes, I think he has some ankle problem, if I'm not mistaken. But you know what? I'm not too worried. He's just great. He is absolutely fantastic. Poses great, looks great. I love the paint work. He's pretty much all painted gold, and the red plastic is not really super swirly and ugly. I don't really like the swirly whirlies too much, so I'm really happy with this one. I love the Alex Ross inspired helmet. I actually like that one more. And the Tony Stark head. Let's just get in on that, because this is the best comic Tony head we've ever gotten. It just looks so good. And yeah, his blast effect isn't clear, but it's supposed to be kind of comic booky, you know? I can forgive that. I can forgive that. So there we go. There's number 6. And just like that, we're already breaking into the top 5. And number 5 goes to one that used to be my absolute favorite, but let's just say he has a couple issues, but I still love him to bits. This is the Mafex, or Mafex, however you want to say it, Iron Man Mark 45 from Age of Ultron. Just looking at this thing, you can see why he's up there, because he looks like a mini Hot Toys. And someone who owns the Hot Toys Iron Patriot, I can say, yeah, he is pretty much on par with a mini Hot Toys. In engineering, in, look, in style, and probably in feel, too. But one thing I'm sure plastic Hot Toys figures do better, they're a little more solid than this. He is a little wibbly. You can see he's a wibbly boy. That's because he's an old Mafex figure. Like, look at his head. He's pretty much a bobblehead. This arm is a little loose, but the bicep is super loose. His knees are super loose unless they are kind of kept together, but then again, they do split. He's got the nice stretching action, so you can get more range. You can get a lot of range out of him. And he is fully covered in this beautiful candy paint. But the problem is, his articulation is just super loose. Like, he will hold a pose. The only thing that doesn't really like holding a pose is that neck. Like, you try to get him looking like something that just wants to droop down. And another thing, he comes with a really beautiful Tony Stark head you can swap out. But his neck peg, it's like an L shape in there. I don't know if you can see, it's like an L. And I'm worried it's going to break if I try to pop that helmet off. If you own this figure, please let me know. Should I worry if I try to pop that head off to put the unmasked head on? Because I really want to know. But yeah, this thing's just gorgeous. Definitely in the top 5 for me. But only at number 5 because he is a wibbly wobbly mess. But look at him. He is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Alrighty, you may be wondering, why is the camera up so high? Get out of there, light. Jeez, you can tell it's been so long I've filmed videos, I haven't even, adjusted my lights properly. I film videos in increments. In the last increment I did, I uploaded, 10 videos. So it's probably been over a month since I filmed. But anyways, next up is the Build-A-Figure Hulkbuster from Age of Ultron. Because this is the chunkiest boy. He is a honker-chonker. And I love him. That's pretty much all I really need to say, because he is just such a beefy boy. He's just so durable and solid. He is just such a fun action figure, too. Is he perfectly articulated? No. Is he perfectly painted? Hell no. I wish I had one of the later candy red versions, but I have the original Build-A-Figure version, unfortunately. Maybe one day I'll get a different colored one, and I might actually get rid of this. Who knows, though? Do I wish this gold plastic was paint? Yes, I do, desperately. But you know what? I'm really happy with this. It's just such a fun toy, and it's definitely Hasbro's best Build-A-Figure by far, in my opinion. I think no Build-A-Figure from Hasbro tops that one. Alrighty, speaking of top, we're in the top 3. And let's just say, if I buy a really expensive import figure, it better blow me away and it better be on the top of the list. So thankfully, number 3 goes to Comic Cave Gamma Iron Man. Because I spent like $80, $90 on this thing. And let's just say in comparison, he was like $40. He was 20. He was like 20. He was 20. Let's not talk about that because I had to buy a whole wave. He was like 8. This thing was like 80. So yeah, a bit of a price difference. But he absolutely blows me away. He is absolutely amazing. I did a full review on him if you want to check that out, but he is fully articulated. He is definitely a mini Hot Toys, but not a mini plastic Hot Toys. He's a mini die-cast Hot Toys. He is loaded with die-cast. And unlike him, even though he looks and has a lot of engineering of a Hot Toys, he doesn't have the LED of a Hot Toys. So this is why I keep the thumbnail long, so I can do this. I don't like needing to grab a flathead screwdriver for every little thing. But look, he's got lights. He's got lights. Look at that. He's got freaking lights. Oh my gosh, I love him. And this is a die-cast plate too. Like, I don't know if you can hear that. It's die-cast. I love it. I say that in all of these top videos because these are some of my favorite things, man. Some of my absolute favorite things. And he is definitely up there. He's at number 3 because I love that thing. Number 2, he's going to have to go in that big empty hole, and you will see why in exactly 1 second. 1 Mississippi, because it is Comic Cave Igor. Wow. Yeah, if you thought Gamma was impressive, look at Igor. I also did a full review of Igor, if you want to check that out. But yeah, this is basically a mini Hot Toys. I don't have a Hot Toys Iron Man. Like I said, I have Iron Patriot, so he didn't really count for the video. But look at this. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Let's utilize that beautifully long thumbnail yet again. And look at those lights. Oh my gosh. Kind of dim because he's being shined down by like 4 studio lights. And no, I wasn't making a shine down reference. Tell my mother, tell my... Okay, anyways. Yeah, like I said, did a full review. I have nothing else to say about Igor. He is just amazing. He is absolutely stunning, and he blows my mind every time I look at him. Like, just look at him here. Like, out of all these figures, he's the best looking one. By far. But then again, he was like $120, so you get what you pay for. And then the last one, like the other two, was an expensive import. But he was only around $65. But this is just the epitome of what makes an action figure fun. Amazing Yamaguchi Iron Man. This is my favorite Iron Man figure I own. Not because it looks the best. I think that probably goes to Igor. But because it is so fun. Not Comic Cave, freaking Revoltech, Amazing Yamaguchi, actually went through and painted all of the red and all of the gold. So what you're seeing here is pure paint. He has all of the little repulsors and arc reactors painted on him. You can see all the little blue dots and everything. He's so modular with all the pieces you get, and he's so posable. This is the pose I have him on the shelf with, but like just zooming in. You can see, look at how amazing he looks. Unfortunately, mine actually had a couple paint blemishes right on his mouth and right above his eyebrow, and I tried sort of correcting that. It's not too bad, but I'll probably try to match it better later on. But yeah, look at this. It is just, I don't even want to touch it, even though, like, that's the whole point. That's why it's my favorite, because it's so fun to pose. I mean, because he is an armored-suited character, all of these crazy joints on an Amazing Yamaguchi Revoltech really work in his favor. Some people may be like, oh, he still has the ugly kneecap. It's an armor. It's armor. Just say it's armor. Don't worry about it sticking out. It's an armored, spiky kneecap. Don't worry about it. Like his elbow. Are you worried about the spiky elbow? I wouldn't. I'm kind of used to clone troopers having the spiky little elbow armor. So I mean, why aren't you? You should be okay with this, yes? I mean, look at all the detail. Not only is it super articulated and fun, and it comes with a load of accessories. Like, it comes with wings, it comes with missiles, it comes with another sword, like another beam sword. It comes with tons of repulsors. Oh my gosh, absolutely legendary action figure, and by far my favorite Iron Man figure. So there we go. This video was definitely rambly, definitely long. But thank you for sticking with me on my top 10 favorite Iron Man action figures. Of course, you're only looking at 9 here, but I really... That NECA one is just too big. That's why he's only number 10, because he's too big. He's huge. But I still love looking at him. But all these are actually fun to pose with, fun to mess around. They look gorgeous. And I recommend all these figures. Some definitely personal taste for me, like some people may absolutely hate and cannot handle the loosey-goosey joints on the Mafex 45. Some people may not like the die-cast and the Comic Cave. Some people may not like the 12-inch scaled cloth Captain Action Iron Man. But hey, you know what? This is my list. And if you disagree with it, if you just want to leave a dislike like, oh, this guy has crap taste in toys, just, dude, tell me what your top 10 is. I would actually love to hear it. Seriously. Because we all have different tastes and we all have different feelings. And that's the great part about being a toy collector. You see everyone's collections and they're all different. No one has the same collection. That would just be boring. If everyone has like, oh, I collect Marvel Legends and Black Series Hasbro figures and a few Hot Toys, that'd just be so boring. No! I have so many other things, and I have such a wide variety of Iron Man toys and other toys, and I love that. Anyways, a little rant over. My point is, if you leave a dislike on this video, you are morally on the low ground, okay? Just saying. Alrighty, guys, I will see you in the next video. Make sure to come like and subscribe. Check my social media links, PO Box address, and frequently asked questions down in the description below. And have a good one. Tony Stark has a heart, guys. Don't forget.